All right, here goes. Vlog number 2. We haven't done this in a minute. With that said, I got a little bit of corrective criticism for myself, and for you too, if you want to take it, because anything that I say is for myself mainly. I teach outwardly because it benefits me inwardly. Anything that I'm saying to other people, I need to hear as well. So I got this term from my dad: dynamic wishy-washiness. Dynamic wishy-washiness. That doesn't make sense. That's okay. I'll explain it. Where dynamic wishy-washiness is the ability to be on both sides, because it's never really black and white. It's black and white and colorful and dark and all of it and none of it. Like the world isn't just cut and dry, cookie cutter all the time. Sometimes there are things that are very one-sided, like most people agree, or it's hard to dispute or whatever. Like things just make sense. But dynamic wishy-washiness. I need to identify the fact that I said that I wanted to make videos like this daily. I think it's been almost a month since I did my last video like this, my long form on YouTube. So I need to identify that that's not what I want, taking a month in between. And I need to harp on myself a little bit. I need to give myself a little bit of constructive criticism, saying, Austin, come on, dude. Like, you said this. Do you want to be a liar? Like, no. Like, okay, then we got to fix something. But at the same time, I need to give myself grace where there's a lot of life. I'm sick right now. Like, I don't feel well right now. I don't know if you can hear in my voice, but I'm home because I don't feel great. And instead of just taking the whole day and relax and sitting in my hot tub, which is right there, I would love to go in it. But instead of just sulking and whatever, I'm doing stuff. I've got client files right here. Like, I'm making stuff happen. Not the speed that I want. So again, Austin, you could do better. But also, Austin, take a little bit. Breathe. So dynamic wishy-washy. You got to identify what you don't want and use it as a focal point. Don't focus on it, but as a focal point to transition to what you do want. If there is something in your life and you don't want it, turn that into, and I don't identify with this 100%, but fuel hatred. Like I will never accept it. What are you not willing to accept anymore? I don't make $1 million a year yet. I am not willing to accept the fact that I don't make $1 million a year yet. Therefore, I'm going to do these things which lead to this result, which gets me ultimately to make $1 million, whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? So what you focus on grows. Focus on what you don't like and turn it into a process to getting closer to becoming a person who deserves what you do like. Because that's what it's all about, is character. You need to become the person who deserves what you want, which sometimes takes identifying what you don't want or are not willing to accept anymore. And then it's a transition process. So all that said, you got to start by identifying what you want, which in turn, you need to identify what you don't want. And then you need to take actions daily that help you become the person that deserves what you want day in and day out, so that when you have it, you will keep it. Because a lot of people, I always use the lottery. A lot of people win the lottery because they buy lottery tickets, but they don't have millionaire habits. They don't have billionaire habits. Therefore, when they get a ton of money, they blow it. And 3, 5, 10, 20 years later, they're broke again. Because they've never had that much money. They didn't earn it. They bought the ticket and they won, but they didn't have the habits to keep that money once they earned it, if that makes sense. And so contrast is so important. The first time I heard this, I didn't really love it, and now I don't love it again because I have certain views on it all. But it's hard to identify something as light or dark without knowing the opposite. If I've only ever seen daytime, I don't know what dark is. But because we have a house with energy, electricity, and we turn off a light, well, I know what the opposite is. Same thing, good, bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, I think God is everywhere, and God uses circumstances to help us become the person that knows enough to do something different. If you want to experience something, you kind of need to know its opposite, or you don't really get to fully experience it. And so I believe that, like I said, God is everywhere. Every circumstance, every happening, good or bad, is God, I believe. Even though I can't explain it, I don't know how to justify why and what God is doing all the time. I have seen enough instances in my life, and don't get me wrong, I've dealt with, like, my mom had cancer. I've lost all my grandparents. My parents are not going to be here at some point. But I believe, further than a earthly level. There's a lot more going on, above my pay grade. My mom always says that. And, God uses these circumstances to shape us into the person that we are meant to become, to become and be the person that we are meant to be for the greater good of everyone. And God gave us a gift called life. God gave us a gift called life. You being here is a gift. Act like it. You are blessed, so you better dang act like it, okay? And I know that I'm not always the best at that, but God gave us a gift. God gifted us life. The gift of life came from God, and our gift to God is who we become in this lifetime. So again, a little bit of grace, because, if you're always go mode, we're not robots. We can't just, like, sometimes we fall and scrape our knee and we need to heal or whatever. Like, okay, so give yourself some grace, but at the same time, understand that God is up there. Like, God's always out. God's perfect, okay? God's perfect. So we want to get like God. Well, that is our gift to God, becoming the person that God wants us to become, living up to your potential, whatever that is for you. For me, it's people. I'm here to positively impact as many people as I can. That's why I make these cringy videos. Now, if you can't tell, when I started this, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I was kind of confused on what I was saying. Now I'm talking fast. I'm excited. Boom. This is where God wants me. He wants me elevated, yelling, excited, sick and yelling. Okay. But whatever, like I don't feel great, but I'm already feeling better because God wants me to live in that state. God wants me at that frequency, that vibration, sharing the good excitement, love in the world. I'm evidence of God's grace. Oh, I'm so blessed. Who we become is our gift to God. And so all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. Again, dynamic wishy-washy. Look at both lenses. I need to do better, and I need to let my human body relax a little bit. I need to improve, and I need to just be. I need to decompress a little bit. It's both at the same time, 6, 7, I'm sorry, that was so cringy. But it's both at the same time, doing both. Living in the fact that we are human, okay? One of the areas that I personally want to improve and improving is in finishing cycles. So many people want to start. So many people want to try something new. I love trying new things. So many people, I'm going to talk sports for a sec. So many people, I remember being in high school, I wanted to be a starter. I wanted to start the basketball game. I wanted to start on the football field. I wanted to, be the first in line for tennis. I actually got to be first in line because there were no upperclassmen. So I was a sophomore playing varsity tennis. That was fun. But anyways, I digress. Got my letter. Sorry. A little silly joke. Everybody wants to start. Very few people do what it takes to finish. If you start strong, it doesn't matter if you don't finish the race. So you need to start and finish. Finishing cycles, finishing the projects. I have a list, like 25 things in my room on a whiteboard, right in my face. Every day I wake up, I look at it and I say, Austin, you're a starter, be a finisher. Go finish what you started, because if you don't, why did you even start in the first place? Why'd you start? Like, begin with the end in mind. When you're going to do something, understand what you're going to get out of doing it. Whether it's just feeling better, whether it's accomplishing something, whether it's, whatever it is, start things knowing that you're going to finish them, that you're going to do the work required. And, information, if you learn something, if you acquire something, but you don't use it, you might as well not have learned it. You might as well not know it. And that's the big thing is consuming and implementing, reminding yourself regularly what you need to accomplish, what you need to finish, what you need to do to get to the ending line. With that said, a lot of times people just have bad habits. My goodness, I'm kind of tripping a little bit. I'm stumbling. I was at a friend group recently, and my friend's mom said, I got to go get the bag. And I thought of song lyrics, and I said, oh, you got to go flip it and tumble it? It's some rap song, but she was like, what? I'm way off. I'm going to go over 10 minutes, so I got to stop distracting myself. I just thought that was funny. I love linking things. I've learned so much that I can link pretty much anything. It doesn't always compute in other people's minds, but I have so many different sources. You got to use them. Use your sources. Cite them. Like MLA format. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to do another one of these because I got a lot more notes that I wanted to hit on. But what gets scheduled gets done. And if you are used to being around people that are starters but not finishers, well, it might be time to start hanging out with new people. I know I've changed my friend groups a lot recently, and not that I have anything against the people that I used to hang out with, but if you want to go to the next level, your next level of life is going to require a new you. You are going to need to become qualitatively better. You are going to need to have substantially different habits. Again, you think like somebody who makes $100,000 a year versus somebody who makes $1 million a year. They do think, talk, act, speak, hang out with it. They're qualitatively different people. Otherwise, they would have very similar attributes. And sometimes there are similarities, but there are definitely differences. And so, scheduling things, being involved with people who are on the same mission as you, being around new environments, better beliefs, better habits, those are all going to propel you to where you want to be faster. I gotta stop saying if you say it's because many times you're feeling awkward with the silence. There's silence right now, and I'm not feeling awkward. But my brain, when I'm talking and I'm reading my notes, it doesn't like that I don't know what to say next. So it inserts that 2-letter word. And it makes my professional brain, or my ego of my professional brain, feel awkward because I don't have the next thing lined up. And if I took a little bit more time to internalize my notes, I would have had a better string of thought. But if I did that, I also might not have ever made this video. Chew on that. Again, dynamic wishy-washy, action and planning. If you do too much planning, you get in your head. If you do too much action, well, sometimes you look silly. Be willing to do both and just every single day get 1% better, one step better. Because speed is important, but not if you're going the wrong direction. If you want to win, you need to combine, first and foremost, the direction, and then ramp up the speed. Take one step. I'm going to finish you with this. I'm going to finish with this for you. Finish you with this. Finish him. Sorry. I'm going to finish with this. I almost said I'm going to finish with this. I don't care whether you start sprinting or you're already sprinting or you're going to begin to crawl. Find out where you want to be and be willing to take one step a day. Now, once you take one step, another step isn't so hard. But when you have to run a mile and go in the right direction and you're not sure where you're going without, that's a lot of things to juggle. So find out where you want to be or an idea of where you would like to be and start walking in that direction. And when it's appropriate, when it feels good, when it's going to be productive, when you have the time, energy, effort, whatever, sprint. And when you're human and you need a break and you need to decompress and relax and go in your hot tub, do that. You need a vacation, do it. You need to watch a movie, fine. Hang out with friends, I don't care. But commit to yourself. Promise me, but commit to yourself. Promise yourself, I don't matter. Get 1% better every single day. 1%. 1% better every single day and your life will look different. Your life, you will not recognize it in a year, let alone 6 months. You might even start seeing results in a week. Things are going to get easy and exciting and momentum and all this stuff. It's an upward spiral. Just like you think about negative things, like I had said I was going to finish, but I might go another 25 minutes. You wake up and you stub your toe and you're like, oh my gosh, today's going to be a bad day. I just know it. And then you forget to make the coffee and then you're late to work and then your boss rips on you and then you drop a client at work and then you drop the client so you're mad and then, somebody ate your lunch and it's just, oh my gosh, everything's going wrong and blah, 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 blah. If you can, I just made all that stuff up. I don't have a boss. I don't drop clients. I live 2 minutes from my office. I don't have any of that stuff. But if I can imagine the worst, if you in your day-to-day, in your morning, in your night, in your whatever, the next week coming, the month, the year, if you can imagine the worst, why the frick can't you imagine the best? If you're going to imagine something, why not imagine the good stuff? Like, think about your highlight reel. Make your life a movie, a good one, not a horror movie. Make it a Disney film. You're Prince Charming, and you get the pumpkin that turns into a carriage. You get the girl. You get the shoe. You get to win. You get to enjoy everything. If you can imagine the worst, why not imagine the best? Imagine your career. Imagine your relationship. Imagine your money. Imagine your time, your exploration, your travel, your adventures, everything. Focus on the good stuff and you're going to get more, my friend. I got to go. You got to go too. Get off your phone and go do something. Because I believe in you, dang it. I'm your fan. I want to be front row. I want to be splash zone in your student section. I want to be sitting there right there. So when you walk by and you're like, yeah, I did it. And I'm like, yeah, and I get a high five because I'm in that splash section. I'm going to be in your splash zone. I'm cheering for you. I believe in you. You got this. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.